If you want the best clean and wash experience, you need to catch the happy wave at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. When it comes to caring for your car, don't settle for any wash and pay for all the extras. Get the best when you catch the happy wave at your local Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your evening update.
All right, we have a lot of weather coming over the next 7 days that we need to talk about, so this may be a little bit of a long video cast here, but today, so far, we've been quiet. We are starting to see clouds down to the south moving north toward the area, so clouds will be increasing tonight, but we've had a lot of sunshine today that's allowed temperatures to warm up into the upper 50s and even lower 60s across parts of the area. After starting near 32 this morning, Lawrenceburg got up to 57. No rainfall, but that's going to change as early as after midnight and especially through the first half of our Friday. Now, it's not the rainfall we're really worried about. There's a high impact wind damage threat coming during the first half of our Friday. For that reason, Tennessee Valley Weather Channel now in storm alert. That's why you see all the red graphics. We don't do that too often. We do that when there's high confidence of a high impact type weather event that you really need to know about, and that's what I think our Friday high wind threat is. Timing of the highest wind threat runs from about 9 a.m. Friday morning until about noon or 1 p.m. in the afternoon. We're going to go with 1 just to give it wiggle room just in case, but I think it's over a little bit before then in terms of the highest wind gusts. But for much of the day, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts are definitely possible even before 9 a.m. and after 1 p.m. But that 9 to 1 time frame is where the highest threat of damaging winds are possible as a line of thunderstorms comes through. And just ahead of the line, with the line, and for about 30 minutes behind the line, there could be 50 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts with that line of thunderstorms. And that's definitely high enough to not just knock down tree limbs, but knock down trees, knock down power lines, knock down trees and tree limbs onto power lines. And that means there's a significant threat of widespread power outages tomorrow. So we really need you to be aware and take the time tonight to charge your mobile devices so you can get weather information as we head into our Friday. Here's the Futurecast breakdown this evening. Mostly clear skies to start allow us to drop down to the 40s, but a southeasterly wind gusting pretty high tonight, 20 to 30 miles per hour after midnight, and clouds increasing mean that temperatures actually go the wrong way. We go from the 40s this evening back into the 50s after 10 p.m. to midnight, and we start near or into the lower 50s around daybreak. Showers, maybe locally heavy downpours or a rumble of thunder before it's sunrise, but those storms won't be severe. So if you're awakened by loud thunder, the storms before daybreak won't be severe. It's after 9 a.m. when this line of thunderstorms moves into the area that we're really concerned about the high wind threat. But as it moves in, notice temperatures still in the upper 40s to low to mid 50s. There's stable air near the ground, which that's going to make it really hard for air at the ground to rise up in the thunderstorms. So it's going to be really hard to get any type of a tornado threat here because of that. Can't completely rule out a small spin up, something like that. But the threat of that is extremely low. Tomorrow's focus is not tornadoes. It's a high wind threat because even though it's going to be hard to get air rising from the ground, it's not going to be hard to get winds about 5,000 feet to move downward to the ground because of the rain and the different mechanisms in the atmosphere. And that's why we have the high wind threat in place. And that's going to be starting around 9 a.m. And as the line of thunderstorms comes eastward, it really increases by 10 a.m., 10 to 10:30 or so. I think that line is moving through the US 43 corridor from Columbia down through Lawrenceburg, the Shoals to Russellville. But don't go down to the exact minute here for each individual town. Use that rough overall window of time from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. By roughly around 11 o'clock or so, the line is moving through I-65. And then 12 to 1 o'clock, it's on out of here. But even as the sun breaks out midday and early afternoon, 40 plus mile per hour wind gusts are still possible. So keep that in mind. And that can still knock down tree limbs, a few showers possible into the afternoon. And then later in the day, cold front moves in and knocks us into the 30s by the early evening. We're going way down into the low to mid 20s overnight. And then partial sunshine for our Saturday. Clouds move back in Sunday. It's going to be chilly over the weekend. And then our wintry system moves in with snow likely as we head into Monday. Temperature trend the next 7 days in the upper 50s for daytime highs briefly for our Friday. And then we're into the 30s over the weekend for daytime highs, mid to upper 30s for highs, morning lows in the low to mid 20s. And then we really turn cold with Arctic air moving in Monday into a large part of next week. Notice Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, air temperature lows, not wind chills, air temperature lows in the single digits. Wind chills may be below zero. Daytime highs here in the 20s. Once we go below freezing Sunday night, we're not back above freezing until either briefly Wednesday afternoon or maybe Thursday afternoon. So that extended period of cold weather below freezing means this could be a pipe bursting type cold. But before that, on Monday, there's an increasing chance now. Computer models are starting to lock in on this, on the likelihood of some amount of accumulating snow, and the numbers are starting to trend up, but I'm not ready to do numbers yet. There's still a little inconsistency, but accumulating snow for Monday is becoming more and more likely, and travel impacts from that because of how cold it's going to be, and also us cooling down the roadway temperatures over the weekend ahead of it. Travel impacts in a darker blue for southern Middle Tennessee down into northwest Alabama are likely. And from the Tennessee River all the way down to near Birmingham, travel impacts are possible. So this is a situation we'll have to monitor as we get into early next week. And then behind the snow, we have the Arctic air coming in Monday night that lasts into midweek. Like we talked about, daytime highs below freezing for several days. Morning lows there Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning in the single digits. And wind chill values then possibly near or below zero. So that's a dangerous type cold. And then we really don't start coming out of that until we head into next Thursday and Friday. So big time weather changes on the way. Increasing clouds tonight. Mid 40s this evening, climbing into the upper 40s, lower 50s overnight toward daybreak. A few showers and thunderstorms before sunrise, but that bigger high wind threat comes after sunrise, mainly 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with showers and thunderstorms likely. And again, high impact winds with those. But even outside of the thunderstorms, gusty gradient background winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour for much of the day. Morning highs in the mid to upper 50s over southern Middle Tennessee. Northwest Alabama, same deal here, with a few folks getting near 60 during the first half of the day. Here's your 7-day forecast. And again, high impact wind event for Friday, the first half of the day. Calmer for the weekend, partial sunshine, highs in the mid to upper 30s, morning lows way down into the 20s. Light snow may start as early as late Sunday night. Snow is likely on Monday with travel impacts increasingly likely. And then cold air behind that Tuesday into Wednesday before we finally get above freezing area wide, at least for a few hours by Thursday afternoon. There's a look at your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 9 o'clock for a final check of your local weather.